I 21 female, know I need to break up with my 44 male boyfriend. We have been dating for almost a year. I have met all of his family colleagues. I feel like I glean a lot of wisdom, support, and emotional stability from being with him. However, I believe that in the long run, he will benefit more from the huge age gap between us. I believe that I will still have so much energy and passion for life, while he prefers to stay in, and the pressure to start a family will be sooner. My reasons for leaving are as follows. The age gap, and what it entails, everything from health to mindset differences and goals. I know I need to heal from the fact that I even accepted a relationship with someone that much older than me. Clearly I have things to work on. I need to build up for the first time in my life the confidence to be single, and to enjoy my freedom, to take risks in my career, and not be hindered or drained by the wrong relationship dynamics. I believe I am much too young for the stress of such a complex situation. I know that the age gap is not normal, and no matter how much people have tried to tell me that he must have manipulative ulterior motives, I personally do not feel them when we are together. I feel like he has treated me with respect and kindness. I would really appreciate advice on how to handle this situation. We are currently at distance. How do I make this change? Thank you. You don't need to justify it or rationalize it. You know what you need to do. Girl, just say, I'm only 21 and you're 44. We need to break up. There's no magical way to break up with someone without hurting feelings. You need to tell him, we are at different stages in our lives, and I have a lot of growing I need to do on my own. Thank you for this relationship, but I believe it has run its course, and I am ending things. I wish you the best. You're only 21, choosing yourself, your freedom and your growth is 100% the right call. The age gap will only get heavier with time. Also, breaking up doesn't mean he was bad. It just means the dynamic isn't right for your age and goals. That clarity is maturity. Jesus, you're smart. Rarely do people have this much self-awareness. It's a lot to unpack here, which you'll have to do, if this isn't a shitpost, on your own. I hope you are honest with your reasons when you leave him. Other than that, you just do it. Explain your reasons or not, and start working with these things. The sooner the better. Life is short, but good thing you're only 21. I'm not going to say too much, because I'm sure this is an experiment/troll post/AI. But if you're real, you'll do well in life. My ex dated two 21-year-olds when we broke up. He was 40, and they both ended up breaking up with him because of the age difference. It just doesn't work. My M29, wife, F32, has promised that she will quit drinking. She relapsed last night. I told her I've had enough a month or two ago, and she said she is done drinking. Lo and behold, she drank again a week or two later, and got so plastered I couldn't trust her to care for our children. I left work to go get them and bring them back with me, and found our infant son with a damn grocery bag in his mouth. If I got there any later, I fear what I would have found. I ignored her calls until the end of my workday, and she was crying on the phone saying she was sorry and she'll never ever do it again. Since the second time she made a promise to me, there have been 2 occasions where I am almost certain she drank and tried to hide it. Last night, she tried to hide it, but she woke me up and I saw a drink on the counter. I didn't even mention it, and she proceeded to act belligerent and angry and yell at me for telling our kids to go back to bed because it's not time to get up or eat. I quit drinking a while back because I thought I was the problem, and I wanted to provide a good example for her. Now I realize I quit drinking with her because she acts crazy, and it just isn't fun to drink with her. She gets mean and starts arguments and threatens to leave, and it caused too much anxiety for me. We have 3 kids in a house. That's being foreclosed, but that's a story for another day together. I don't want to lose her, but I just cannot keep living like this. How would you deal with this? She has an addiction, and quitting cold turkey on her own is clearly not working. If she's really committed to quitting, then she needs to agree to go to an inpatient treatment program and then join some kind of outpatient rehab or AA. How you handle your marriage is up to you and how you feel about her. As someone else recommended, joining Al-Anon could be helpful. You need to talk to your lawyer and document everything. Protect your kids. Sorry, I know you don't want to lose her. But divorcing and taking the kids to safety may be the only way you actually get her to stop drinking, and maybe, if you still love her, you can try and reconcile. She needs to go to an inpatient treatment program, or you cut her loose for the sake of the children. No negotiation, no more chances. And of course, consult an attorney for your options. She probably needs help to quit. You need to go to a lawyer. Honestly, she will only see rock bottom when she is at rock bottom. I don't want to lose her. You already lost her, and you need to protect her kids. You can only help when she admits she has a problem. You have to protect your kids. The time is now to move out with the children before they are hurt. 27F was reached out to by my high school ex, while in a relationship 35M. Hello. I was added on Discord by my old high school ex. I do art commissions, and sometimes people reach out to me through Discord, so I'm used to just accepting any friend request. I opened up the chat and noticed the chat history. After scrolling through, I pieced it together. I also went through and saved old photos from the chat history of my old art and old photos from high school. But now I'm wondering if I tell my current boyfriend about it. There are a few things here that are going through my head. 1. I had dated this guy for 2 years, so it did bleed out of high school, but I did him really dirty in that relationship. Cheating, insulting, just whatever nasty behavior I could do. Part of me wants to apologize to him for that and see what he has to say. 2. I do feel like even though the relationship at this point is very old, my boyfriend would be upset at me for having contact with my ex at it. Thank you for the replies. I've told my partner and removed the ex. I choose not to apologize. You're a 27-year-old, and you have to ask the question whether or not you should text your ex for closure while having a boyfriend. I don't see the upside of being in contact with this ex. Do you tell your boyfriend? Yes. Do you apologize to your ex? No? That's weird. Move on. Leave that dude alone. Unless you have underlying feelings for your ex, then that's a different can of worms that. You don't need closure or his forgiveness. If you're happy in your relationship, leave it. But also yes, obviously you tell your partner everything. Girls like you are the types that ruin young men. Cheating, debating whether or not you should reach out to an ex as soon as you get the chance. Unsure if you should tell your current boyfriend about it. My boyfriend would be upset about it. Then why the fuck are you asking us if you should do it? Christ. Sounds like the mental gymnastics leading up to you cheating on your boyfriend with your ex. My 22M girlfriend, 22F, asked me if I'd break up with her if she didn't want kids as a test. Break up? I've been with my girlfriend for a year. We had a serious talk last night about our goals in life and our future together. This whole time I've been unclear/clear on the idea that she's a hard no on having kids. A couple months ago, she asked me, would you break up with me if I told you I didn't want kids? To which I hesitated in my answer and said I probably would. She then turned it on me saying I'd throw her away for kids and that I don't really love her, that she's replaceable, that I'd only want to be with somebody if they can give me kids. I brought that up again last night to be clear on where she stands on kids. She then told me she would want kids only when our lives are comfortable, we have a house, we have careers, etc. But this is a completely different stance from where she was months ago. I was honest with her and told her we'd break up if our goals aren't in line, kids. She then completely flipped and said she would want one too, but later in life, but this is a given. I then asked her why she switched up like this. I asked her if it was a test, and she said it was, to find out if I think she's replaceable just because she doesn't want kids. I asked her why she wanted to not be clear on her stance. She then said she didn't want to be rushed or pressured to have kids. At the beginning of our talk, she said she's 50-50 on kids. At the end, she said she would want kids later in life. I feel like it's a lie, and that's not really what she wants. She also says she won't be a good mother, and I don't think she will either. She is also hard set on a dog in our house. I am hard set on a no. I do not like dogs. I made this clear in our talk. She requires a dog as part of the family. She promises to take 100% responsibility of the dog, but I told her this is not realistic. She is unwilling to budge on it, and so am I. When I suggested possibly breaking up over this, she said it's one issue, and that two people are not always going to be perfect, and that I won't find somebody who will align perfectly with me. This is what scares me. I can't guarantee I'll find someone in line with my goals, but she's also not in line. I don't see myself raising a dog. I hate them. Honey, you guys aren't compatible in the long term, it looks like. And you are so young. Take your time in finding a partner. She isn't the one. It is great that you're having these serious talks about kids, pets, etc. I guarantee you can find someone whose long-term vision aligns with yours. You're 22. Go date other people. You may not find someone to align with all of your goals, true, but you most definitely can find someone who aligns with you on both children and dogs, which are both pretty important. She doesn't want kids, and she does want a dog. You want the reverse. There is no compromising on these, so stop wasting each other's time. You aren't compatible. Compatibility must be considered in a relationship. You're pretty sure she doesn't want kids, and you don't think she would be a good parent, and you don't like dogs. Why are you still in a relationship with this woman? Oh yeah, because you're not sure you can find something better. Leave her so she can find someone better. The dog disagreement alone is reason enough to break up. Yeah, couples aren't going to agree on everything, but when the point of disagreement is a living being you're bringing into a home with someone who doesn't want it there, that's not something you can just ignore or wave off as not a big deal. Kids are an even more extreme example of that. Add the testing instead of clear communication, and this is just a mess. Stop wasting time trying to figure out what her deal is, and walk away so she can get her dog and you can find some peace.